Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Here is how to hijack your brain's dopamine system using just 10 simple words. Welcome to the modern dilemma. We all know that feeling of staring at a blank screen, waiting for a magical spark of inspiration that never seems to arrive. We call it procrastination, and we often blame our own lack of willpower. But what if I told you that your struggle has absolutely nothing to do with discipline? What if the real culprit is just a simple chemical imbalance in your brain at this very moment? Today, we are going to dive deep into the neuroscience of action and show you exactly how reading a single powerful quote can actually rewire your neural pathways in a matter of seconds.
To understand how a simple quote can change everything, we first need to look at what happens inside your head when you procrastinate. Your brain runs on a chemical called dopamine, often misunderstood as the reward chemical. Dopamine is actually the motivation chemical. It is the fuel that drives you to seek out a reward. When you are putting things off, your brain is essentially experiencing a dopamine drought regarding that specific task. Your mind perceives the effort as too high and the immediate reward as too low. Therefore, the neural pathways responsible for taking action remain dormant, leaving you stuck in a cycle of avoidance and guilt. You are not lazy. Your brain just lacks the necessary neurochemical trigger to initiate the effort.
This is exactly where the power of language comes into play. For centuries, we have treated wise quotes as mere philosophical decorations, nice to hear, but practically useless in the face of real work. However, modern neuroscience reveals something astonishing. Words are not just abstract concepts, they are actual neurotriggers. When you read a profound, well-articulated thought, your brain processes the meaning and instantly simulates the emotional state associated with those words. A powerful quote acts like a sudden, concentrated dose of perspective. It sharply interrupts your brain's default, sluggish pattern. By absorbing a high-impact sentence, you force your brain to process a new reality, instantly releasing a microburst of dopamine that breaks the paralysis.
Imagine this process as a literal rewiring happening in real time. When you actively internalize a quote like, "The pain of discipline is less than the pain of regret," your prefrontal cortex lights up. It instantly weighs the abstract future pain of regret against the temporary discomfort of working right now. This cognitive shift creates a sudden spike in dopamine because your brain suddenly recognizes a clear, urgent path to avoiding pain and gaining a profound psychological reward. In a matter of seconds, the neural pathways that were previously blocked by anxiety or boredom are completely bypassed. You have essentially hacked your own neurochemistry, replacing a state of resistance with a state of driven clarity, simply by reading a few carefully chosen words. However, reading the quote is only the first half of the equation. To truly cure procrastination, you must combine this sudden dopamine rush with actionable self-talk. It is not enough to just feel inspired for a fleeting moment. You must anchor that feeling to your immediate reality. As soon as the quote sparks that neurochemical shift, you must consciously direct your inner dialogue.
Instead of saying, "I have so much work to do," you shift your internal narrative to, "I only need to start the next small step." By taking the momentum provided by the quote and channeling it into specific, low-friction self-talk, you sustain the dopamine flow. You bridge the gap between inspiration and execution.
Let us put this into a concrete, practical strategy that you can use right now. I call it the 10-word hijack. The next time you find yourself endlessly scrolling or staring blankly at your tasks, stop everything. Find a 10-word quote that resonates with deep truth for you. It could be something like, "Action is the foundational key to all worldly success." Read it slowly. Let the meaning process in your brain for a full 5 seconds. Feel the mental shift as the words trigger a fresh perspective. Then immediately follow it with an actionable self-command. Tell yourself precisely what tiny action you will take in the next minute. This exact sequence creates an unstoppable cascade of motivation.
The beauty of this technique lies in its compounding effect. Every single time you successfully use a quote to break your procrastination cycle, you are strengthening a new neural pathway. Your brain learns that it does not need to wait for random bursts of motivation to get things done. Instead, it recognizes that you possess the tools to generate your own motivation on demand. Over time, this deliberate practice reshapes your default behavior. The moments of hesitation become shorter, and the transition into deep, focused work becomes almost automatic. You are no longer a victim of your mood. You become the architect of your own mental state, using nothing but the profound power of targeted language to master your own mind.
Ultimately, wise quotes are not just pretty words meant for posters. They are potent scientific tools waiting to be utilized. They are linguistic keys designed to unlock the chemical barriers holding you back. By understanding the neuroscience of dopamine and combining it with intentional, actionable self-talk, you completely eliminate the need to wait for inspiration. You can literally rewire your brain in seconds, curing procrastination at its very root. So the next time you feel stuck, remember that the spark you are waiting for is just a few words away. Choose your quote, trigger your dopamine, command your actions, and watch as you effortlessly reclaim control over your time and your life. Master your mind, and you master your reality.